Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be doing our Monday buys video. Every week I add brand new equity into the portfolio in order to max it out for the Roth IRA here for 2019. So we're going to go over how much we're going to be added into the portfolio, plus we have cash sitting on hand. So we're going to go over what stocks paid out those dividends. Then we're going to take a look at the portfolio changes for the week. Currently we are positive after last week's changes. We were slammed last week. Well, the market was slammed pretty hard last week. Fed came out Wednesday saying they're not going to be raising rates. That really hit financials hard, pushing them down. Real estate investment trust did fairly well. And Friday there was a huge sell-off as the 3-month yield in the 10-year yield curve inverted there. So that's been a bit of a issue that was pushed out everywhere on the media. So we're going to be taking a look at the total portfolio. I have been eyeing one stock in particular that I've been wanting to add into my portfolio. If you guys track the channel, I made a video back in December going over 5 stocks I wanted to buy in December. They were T. Rowe, Price Group, Walgreens, Automatic Data Processing, VF Corp, and Cisco Corporations. Of the stocks at that time, I took exactly where they were at as far as their current price that I wanted to actually say I wanted to buy them, a share of them, and they have gone nowhere else but up. Walgreens recently dropped due to earnings, I think it was, but they dropped down $5.64 since I had initially wanted to consider purchasing them, and that is one I'll probably end up adding into the portfolio this week. And I was, let's see, WBA is the ticker symbol there. Now overall the portfolio is positive for the week, but stock futures are currently red. Dow Jones sold off 1.77% or 460 points on Friday. Nasdaq down nearly 200 points, down 2.5. S&P down a little bit, around 54 points, and down 1.9% there for just Friday. This put all of the main indexes into the negative. Now stock futures are currently red, so this is really positive. Asian markets are currently selling off here, so Hong Kong's selling off hard. So Monday, I'm expecting that the U.S. markets will probably continue to have another sell-off. We may actually, accelerate faster than what we did on Friday. So S&P 500 sold off 1.9 on Friday. I believe we may have a faster sell-off here. So here we saw a bit of a downturn here, 1.9% for the day, but there was a bit of a kicker here. So you can see here that it broke below, popped higher, and then did another 180, and then just kind of broke at those lows, falling down nearly 2%. So say, for example, on Monday, now there's a lot of fear out there. Media's pushing out fear. Investors have taken they may be considering taking their profits and just kind of waiting for the market to kind of settle a little bit. We've gone up year to date, 12% almost. So yeah, year to date, S&P 500 has gone nowhere but up. So if we pull back to where December, 3 months ago, December 26th here, right after Christmas, the market just took off, and it really hasn't gone anywhere else but down. There were a couple instances here where we had a bit of a sell-off, but just kept on chugging along higher, 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 and we went from 2,400 points to now 2,800 points. So if we have a bit of a sell-off, 5% throughout this week, that may come as, not really of a shock, but that may happen. Now with that in consideration, I'm going to continue to average down on my positions down here that are into the negative. Now this is by the 1 week performance, and I'm just taking a look at the overall entire performance of the portfolio. We can see some of the big winners up here, Cisco. Some of the main losers currently, Altria was one of my losers by 30%. It's now down 3.76%. So this one has bounced up very nicely. Plus, I've been able to lock in a very nice yield. Now, I believe I started buying more of this. So you can see here that my yield sitting around 5 point some change in that range. So very good. It was offering a 6% yield, which is where I was buying it a lot of though. And yeah, it's kind of averaged into that position. Now, I also want to pick up more AbbVie. I have a number of stocks here that are coming up on ex-dividend on the 4th. I have AbbVie, Caterpillar, AT&T, JP Morgan are some of the few here coming up on ex-dividend that are currently negative. Now, I have considered picking up more AbbVie and Caterpillar and AT&T. Those are three I wanted to average into this week. I also was taking a look at Walgreens. Now, if we take a look at Walgreens, we can see here, WBA, that it is basically, price has came down by quite a bit. And here within the last, let's see, 6 months here, we'll see that there was a bit of a bottoming out point here, support level at, let's go back to the 3-month period, 1-month period. So here, it broke below 60 bucks back in early March and has gone high, 62. And I took a look at Walgreens here after hours. It is looking positive. So even though there was a 2% sell-off on Friday, which affected the entire market there, Walgreens included, after hours it started to move slightly higher, meaning that depending on how the rest of the market goes here on Monday, Walgreens has already been beat up here down to the $60 point. If it does sell off down to the $60 point, this is the entry point, and it's offering a better entry point than where it had back when I initially wanted to buy this at $68.05. It's now offering, instead of 68, it's at 62. If it does fall down into that $60 range, that's going to offer me a better discount, allowing me to buy into it here in the next few months, weeks, and so on until it does make its recovery back. Now, Walgreens, it's one of those positions as far as their financials go, net income, free cash flow, and revenue, everything's been pretty much positive. You can see here the revenue recovering here, net income, free cash flow recovering. If we look at it percentage wise, you can see revenue up 11.6% over the past, on average per year. Free cash flow in the red, 26.8, and net income 16.4% on average. Now, if we look at their normal numbers here as far as earnings. So if we take a look at earnings, they pay out $1.76 per year. They have earnings of $5.98. That gives them a yield of 2.82%. They've also increased their dividends for the past 43 years since 1976. And looking at possibly when's their next time that they're going to be increasing their yield. So they had 4 quarters of 40 cents. They have one other quarter here coming up of paying out 44 cents, and then they may increase their dividend to 48 cents. So while I'm locking in a yield of around 2.8% in the next upcoming quarter, they'll probably end up raising it, which will put my initial dividend yield around 3% for this specific position, giving it, payout ratio still 30%. And if we take a look at free cash flow to common payouts, they pay out $3.61 billion, but they have a free cash flow of 6.26. So it's basically 50% there as far as, if you weren't looking at their earnings, you're taking their free cash flow into consideration as how much they pay out to their shareholders. That is 57% is still reasonable. That's still below 60% if we weren't looking at their earnings. If their earnings dropped, their free cash flow could still be used in order to help continue to raise and pay out that dividend. So dividend safety with earnings, free cash flow, dividend history, and payout ratio is all healthy for this company, as well as financials. If we currently take a look at their price to sales, PE, and price to book for Walgreens, we can see here price to sales 0.45, price to book 2.2, and PE ratio is an 11.49. You can see here for the history here that this area 11.5 is pretty much one of its low points that it's been over the past 10 years. The max chart doesn't give them really anything here, but you can see here that for the past several years, Walgreens was trading at 36 at one point back in 2015. It has retreated now to one of the lowest points it's been in the past 10 years, back in that 2012-2013 period, and this offers a good price to book, price to sales, and starting PE, starting yield, good financials, and so on. So that is why I'm considering adding Walgreens into the portfolio. I don't see much downside performance for this specific stock, and I see much more upside performance for the stock as So I'm going to be averaging into AT&T, AbbVie, Caterpillar, and then picking up Walgreens there as a brand new position. Now, I do have that $2.31 sitting in dividends. This is from Avery Dennison Corporation. Now, I did have some other stocks that paid out dividends last week. Stanley Black & Decker, which also kind of wrapped up Southern Company. I knew I had a few others in here. Let's see if I can find them. Oh, here they are. So I had a bunch of dividends here that had been paid out but had not been rolled into the portfolio. So when I had that $10 in cash sitting in dividends, that $10.04 actually made a purchase of CenturyLink. Very random buy there by the portfolio due to it being a 1% of my portfolio, but it was down in the portfolio, so it needed to fill that current equity, the target equity, so my portfolio automatically invested into that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the whole buying process here. So I add $115.38 into the market every week. This is because if you multiply 115.38 by 52 weeks in a year, that makes it so you max out the Roth IRA. You'll come up at $5,999.76, not putting you over that $6,000 contribution limit, and it'll give you that one time, you'll have to manually go in there and add 24 cents manually in order to max it out. But this makes it so I don't have any issues as far as, over contributing and then having to withdraw and doing taxes and such, that whole mess. So we're going to go ahead and add 115.38 plus $2.31. That gives me $117.69 there to make some buys. Now I was wanting to add into Main Street Capital. This is showing as positive here by 0.27. That is because that this rolls the dividends into the actual stock. So I would like to continue adding into this one as well. This one I believe is kind of at a good value point as well. I've covered this in the past videos of why I started buying into this one, and it does offer a good starting value, as well as Coke here, but Coke has popped up here within the week. Pepsi and Coke, they were pretty positive for the week, whereas the rest of the market kind of sold off. So Caterpillar, AbbVie, AT&T, Walgreens, and I'm going to go ahead and add Main Street Capital there. So that is 5 stocks. I like to just average in there just every week. So I'm going to be buying up $23.53 of $23.53 of 5 stocks. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and just do the buys real quick with you guys here. So Caterpillar and buy sell, and we're going to be going $23.53. That's correct, and continue and confirm. And we're also going to be doing the same here for AbbVie. So going back into the portfolio, going down and selecting AbbVie, buy sell, and punching in 23.53. Whoops, 23.53. I got to make sure I get these correct, because one time I did not punch it in correctly for, I believe it was Apple that I was buying into, and I missed out on just a little bit of buying in there. So AT&T, 23.53. Confirm. And we have our last one here, which is Main Street, and then we're going to go ahead and add in Walgreens. So looking for Main Street here, clicking that, and buy sell, and 23.53, and continue and confirm. Okay, so that puts me at $94.12 invested currently. I'm going to go ahead, 94.12. That means that my next buy is going to be 23.57. So I am going to go ahead and go back to my portfolio, select edits in here. Now I want to add a new position. I'm going to go ahead and search for Walgreens here at the top, select it, add it to my basket, which is going to put it down at the bottom. I'll go ahead and add that into the portfolio. It must have at least 1% equity. So because I'm pretty active in here and going through and making a lot of the purchases, I'm going to just remove these percentages. I really probably need to go through here and kind of re-clean it and adjust it. But because I do a lot of my manual buys here, I'm looking for value, I don't mind this. And Cisco is not going to sell off. I don't rebalance my portfolio. I keep my winners doing their thing. Cisco up 39.93%. I'm not going to punish it by selling off currently. I believe Cisco has much more room to grow as they're transitioning more from a hardware company to a services driven company with security. So that is basically it. So if we look at our estimated trades, we should have 5 of them in here. We had AbbVie, Caterpillar, AT&T Main Street, and then the other one here is not. Oh, we added it to our portfolio, so that was a good thing to take a look at. So our next one here is Walgreens. Got to do that. Buy, sell, and add 2357 and confirm. And there we are. Now, if we take a look at our portfolio estimated trades, now we have the 5 stocks. Now this is currently showing 46 cents per stock because I only have $2.30, but tomorrow I'm going to be adding in my $115 and $115.38 to the portfolio plus that $2.30 that's already in there. Now it's going to be buying into 2353 minus 2353 minus 2353 minus 2353, and then the last one is 2356. So it'll basically it'll buy everything. It'll use up all the cash that I have within the portfolio. I shouldn't have anything else sitting in pennies there. So that is pretty much it for the video. I'm averaging into positions that are already down in my portfolio by around 10%. AT&T, AbbVie, Caterpillar, and Walgreens is a brand new position besides Main Street Capital being down only slightly down in the negative, in the portfolio. I'm also adding in Walgreens because I believe I've been wanting to add this one into the portfolio. It has much more upside than downside in my opinion, and I'm going to go and see how this one kind of plays out in the future. So that is basically it for today's video. So if you guys did enjoy the video, find it helpful, hit that thumbs up button below. If you are brand new to the channel, have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button below. If you have any comments, questions, going over anything in today's video, want to share with me what stocks you are buying this week. I mean, it's going to be a nice, very red week. So we could sell off 2% on Monday, sell off 1 to 2% on Tuesday, Wednesday. We may be down 5% by the end of the week. So let me know in the comment section below. It's Monday. What do you think the week's going to do? Are we going to bounce back and kind of dabble up and down here within this range? Or are we going to have another 5-10% sell-off here in the next few weeks? Let me know in the comment section below. And that is it. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.